Namaskar and welcome once again to What Does This Data Say? I am Ajay Prakash. Now, there is so much happening on the Adani front. Each day is a new day, and with that comes a new revelation. And the entire media seems to be preoccupied with all the big news items regarding Mr. Gautam Adani. But then there are very small things also happening due to Mr. Gautam Adani, which do not catch the attention of the media at all. Neither the press, nor the print media, nor the electronic media. And these small events are really affecting the lives of the common man. Now, if the share price of Adani Enterprises falls from 3,500 to 1,700, then who really gets affected? Only those people who are holding shares of this enterprise. And these people are really all the friends and associates of Mr. Adani himself, and very few of them come from the general public. The other segment which may get affected are the lenders or the people who have invested in this company, like the organizations like LIC or the State Bank of India, and so on. But if Mr. Adani closes one company in some remote area of this country, then the thousands of workers lose their jobs. The working class in our country, as all of you are very well aware, always struggle to make both ends meet. And if they lose a job, I'm sure they cannot survive beyond 1 month. So if a worker loses his job, his entire family, consisting of maybe four or five or six people, they suffer. And since all the workers are normally coming from villages which are clustered around this company, the entire village gets into distress. In today's episode, we are going to see that how the Adani Group is involved in the state of Himachal Pradesh and what kind of games are going on. The media attention towards Himachal Pradesh is either totally missing or it is very less. Probably because Himachal doesn't contribute too much politically to this country. There are only 4 MP seats from Himachal and 68 MLA seats. The elections have all been completed just last year, where when the BJP lost the election and Congress came to power. Now, in today's episode, I am going to talk about two things. Firstly, about the truckers' strike in Himachal, which has been going on for the last couple or more months. And secondly, I'll talk about the apple growers, the apple farmers of Himachal Pradesh, whose situation year on year is worsening. Firstly, about the truckers' strike in Himachal Pradesh. Today, almost 6,000 trucks in Himachal are off the roads. These trucks used to carry cement from the plants within Himachal to places outside the state as well as within Himachal Pradesh. This strike has been going on for the past 2 months and there is no sign of it coming to an end even as on date as I record this episode. And the reason behind this strike is Mr. Adani. Some of you may recollect that Mr. Adani had bought majority stake in Ambuja Cements and in ACC last September. With that acquisition, the Adani Group became the second largest cement maker after Ultratech within India. Now, Gautam Adani then pledged his entire stake in Ambuja Cements and in ACC, which at that time was worth $12.5 billion. Now it's much less because the share values have fallen. In lieu of pledging these shares, he got a loan of $6.5 billion, all from foreign banks. Now it is not yet known whether these banks have called in for extra margin money because the share values are not what they were at the time the loan was given. Two of these cement plants are located within Himachal Pradesh, one in Darlaghat and the other one in, interestingly, Bilaspur. That's where Mr. JP Nadda, the president of Bharatiya Janata Party, comes from. As soon as the acquisition was over, the Adani Group management started saying that they cannot sustain the high cost of transportation. Now, interestingly, the transportation costs were never changed. It was the same when the plants were being operated by ACC and Ambuja Cements. And yet, the Adani Group management kept saying that they are incurring losses. The Adani Group is learned to have offered 6 rupees per ton per kilometer against the existing rate of 10 rupees 58 paise per ton per kilometer for the Ambuja cement plant and 11 rupees 41 paise per ton per kilometer for the ACC plant. With truck operators refusing to accept this, the group shut down both the plants, one at Darlaghat and other at Bilaspur. Now, if you observe the timing, Adani Group closed these two cement plants on December 15th, 2022, just 3 days after the Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu government of Congress took charge in Himachal Pradesh. Closing these plants was a unilateral decision of the Adani Group management. They did not even give a chance to the new government to look in these issues, and neither did they on their own involve any politician or talk to any government officer. It was quite clear that they did not want the new government to get into this issue. And one thing you might have observed that do really truckers make that kind of a margin or a profit that there's a possibility of reducing their charges by half? Just think about it. In a statement made by the Adani Group management, it read, "We deeply condemn the insensitiveness of these transporters and regret the impact on over 9,000 people and various community development initiatives around the Darlaghat region with an estimated revenue loss of around 2.26 crore per day to the state exchequer." Negotiations between the Adani Group management and the truckers union have been going on for the last 3 or 4 weeks, but there has been no agreement so far. The Chief Minister, Mr. Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, also wants that normalcy should return so that the workers can get back on their jobs. Now, coming to the part 2 of this episode. I'm going to talk about the apple growers of Himachal, and we will see what the Adani Group is up to in this industry as well. Let me first introduce you to a company which goes by the name Adani Agri Fresh Ltd. This company was formed in the year 2006 in Himachal Pradesh. Now, during the first 3 or 4 years of its operation, the company constructed state of the art controlled atmospheric cold storages in the state. The company set up 3 such cold storages with a total capacity of 22,400 metric tons. These cold storages were located in the prime apple growing areas of Himachal Pradesh like Shimla and Kinnaur. Adani Agri Fresh sells its apples in the market using the brand name Farm Pick. According to the company's website, the company enjoys a procurement network that extends across more than 17,000 apple growers in Himachal, which constitute to about 90% of the small and marginal farmers. And it sources apples across 700 villages. Then the company uses its own distribution network comprising of about 76 wholesale units and 15,000 retailers all across India. The company further claimed that it has revolutionized the entire Apple industry in the 15 years that it has been operating in Himachal. It has improved the productivity and improved the quality of the apple. But the farmers have a very different story to tell. As of today, the apple growers in Himachal have three main issues. I'll explain them very quickly one by one. The first major issue is that of climate change. Over the years, as the climate in our country has been changing, it's getting warmer. The lower areas of Himachal is seeing an increasing temperature. With that, the quality of the apples in this area is going down. So, to get better apples, the apple producers have to move to higher areas in the state. Now, Migration is always an issue, even if it is within the state, which has its own problems. In addition, the further you go, the higher you go, the transportation cost will also increase. Let's see how far this claim of the farmers is true. Now, here is the map of the climate change effect in apple production in Himachal Pradesh. Let's start with the left side diagram. This is the percentage of apple orchards in that area compared to the total area of the state. For example, let's take the apple growing area of Shimla. In 2010-2014, 33.5% of the area was in this district, Kinnaur 9.3, while the upper regions of Lahore and Spiti has a cultivation area of around 5.3%. Now let's see how this area has changed over the last 40 to 50 years. In 75-79, which is represented by the pink color, apple production area in Shimla was 44.6%, almost 11 to 12% higher. In Kinnaur, it was 3.7%, whereas in Lahore and Spiti area, there was hardly any apples being produced. So, what the farmers say is apparently true. This is further quantified if you see the diagram on the right hand side, the percentage of apple production. This is also going up in the higher regions of the state. The second issue for the farmers in Himachal is the subsidy that was being given by the government. Since 1984, successive state governments have been giving subsidies on insecticides, fungicides, and other medicines along with agricultural equipment. But the previous BJP government has changed the way this subsidy was being given. In effect, it almost withdrew these benefits. Till last year, the growers used to get subsidized pesticides and other items from 350 government run horticulture outlets in the state. The department used to purchase these equipment and these items in bulk and sell them to the farmers at a subsidized rate. The previous BJP government changed the way the subsidy was to be given to the farmers. Firstly, they defined the amount of subsidy that one can claim based on the crop he has sowed in his field. There were different rates for apples, there were different rates for other fruit items, and different rates for vegetables. And secondly, the state government stopped procuring these items. Instead, they asked the farmers to procure these items directly from the market and then claim back the subsidy. But the mistake they made was that the process of claiming subsidy was so cumbersome that the farmers were unable to claim the money, especially the small farmers did not know how to go about. For now, the Congress government has rolled back to the old way of providing subsidy to the farmers in Himachal Pradesh. And one more government action that has added to the cost of apple production is the hike of GST on the packaging material that is used in apple boxes. This has gone up from 12 to 18%. A request for lowering or rolling back the GST was raised with the state government, but the association chairman said that the state government failed to plead their case before the GST council. And the third major issue of the apple growers is related to the pricing of the apples, and that is where Adani Agro Fresh comes into picture. The apple growers of Himachal Pradesh blame Adani Agro for crashing the apple prices year after year in the state. The total size of apple business in Himachal is around 5,000 crores. In the year 2020, Adani Agro, which procures a sizable chunk of apples in the state, offered the price of procurement at 88 rupees per kilogram for premium quality apples. Whereas in 2021, for the same quality of apples, it offered only 72 rupees per kilogram, a 16 rupee per kg reduction in the procurement price. One of the apple growers association by the name Progressive Growers Association claimed that since Adani Group procures a sizable chunk of apples through the market, it is able to dictate the prices. Now, till Adani Group comes and declares its price, the growers are able to get a better rate. But the day the group comes up with its pricing, the market crashes thereafter. Here is one procurement receipt from Adani Agri Fresh from 23rd September 2011. Now you just see the rates at which they were procuring at that time. It is 65 rupees per kg for all types of apples, for large, extra large, medium, small. In fact, all the quality apples were sold at a single rate of 65 rupees per kg. And now I'll show you the rate list of Adani Agri Fresh from 29th August 2021, that is 10 years later. Here they have listed a different price for each type of quality. For large, medium and small, it is 72 rupees per kilogram. For other qualities, it is 62, 52, 42 and even goes down to 37 for some different kind of lower quality apples. So over the past 10 years, Adani has dropped its procurement prices drastically. The cost for the farmers has gone up substantially. The government is not helping them in any manner. The GST rates have gone up. Subsidy on fertilizers and insecticides has been reduced, and the poor farmers are left to fend for themselves. Since Adani remains the biggest buyer, these farmers, these apple growers, have no other option but to keep selling their crop to the large procurers, sometimes at a loss. And of course, all of us know the retail price of apples. Nothing is available in the market for less than 200 or 250 rupees per kilogram. So, thank you for watching this episode. I'll be back again next week with some more data, some more exciting stuff. Till then, namaskar and goodbye.